2024. And my name is Jordan Obeas, if it's your first time tuning in. And I've been documenting uh, and my journey for the last 324 days here on YouTube, and also for the last 150 some odd days on dayNumber. And usually what I talk about is business, uh, founders, startups, uh, life, spirituality, mostly about startup founders, and business and success, right, in life. Um, yeah, right now it's really noisy, so I'm on this main road here. So yeah, it's pretty noisy. But usually what I talk about is like what happened the day before, and then also today. So yesterday, I think like I mentioned, I had a demo with first in-person demo for like the community tier, and I thought it went well. Really showed the power of, really identified the problem. First of all, they get about 900 founders who go through the innovation factory a year, and a lot of them return and they come back, they book meetings, but those are like more of the later stage. But the early idea stage founders, they don't really have a way to keep track of them. Because I asked, I said, hey, what happens to those people? And they said, well, it's like they just come whenever, if they can just come back whenever they're ready, you know, or whenever they want. There's no real way of maintaining that relationship, right? So, and I think that's the same for, even myself in the last couple of years, when I was in the process of, helping people raise capital or whatever. A lot of people I lost track of. I don't know what they've been up to, and the only way I can really determine who they are is by their social media, if I've never met them, and like a pitch deck. So I know that's a problem even for myself. We can only judge what we see as public documentation. So if you're not building in public as a founder, then it's hard for people to, especially if you're going to deal with uh, building a brand, raising capital. People want to know like who you are, right? Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Wow. This guy. Yeah. So today, I just gotta. I realized yesterday, and I was talking about this yesterday, is that the main thing I gotta do is just move that number up. When I'm building, move that number up of how many founders logged in the last 24 hours. Um, so yeah, hold on 1 second, guys. Just crossing. Yeah, so that's the main thing, and whatever it takes to get that number up. There's an audio series I listen to called Know the Score by Kevin Trudeau, and he talks about whatever you focus on, whatever you put your attention on, is gonna grow, right? So, and that's the whole thing about these social media platforms is they want you to put your attention, or because that's where like the ads are and everything like that, right? So they want you to scroll endlessly or watch uh, countless amount of hours on YouTube. And I'm thankful for YouTube because I get to do this and document this. Um, and at the same time, you just have to be aware that wherever you put your attention, it's gonna grow, right? So, oh wow, one of those words. Elia Safa, yes, hi, I remember you. Welcome back. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Hold on 1 second. Um, just gotta go by this truck here. All right. Yeah. So, what was I gonna say here? Yeah, so that's yesterday. Yeah, it was good. So today, yeah, just gotta focus. Know the score. That's what I was talking about with Kevin Trudeau. So how are you doing? Elias Safa said, how are you doing? I feel like you're in Florida. Yeah, definitely not in Florida. It's cold. I mean, look, I'm wearing a sweater. But yeah, definitely in Canada, Hamilton, Ontario. Um, yeah, so you got to know the score. You got to focus. Pick that one thing. Like, what's that one thing? Maybe you have a couple things that you're focused on, but you have to look for what's the core metric that you're focused on. I was focused on too many different things, but now it's drawing into like the main thing that I really have to focus on is having more founders use dayNumber. You know, so every single day. So I mean, if there's a million people on a million founders logging daily on dayNumber, raising capital is not going to be a problem. Okay, and for me, the reason why I'm raising capital, number one, is to invest in the founders that are using dayNumber. Gagan King, welcome back. Says hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Well, 1 second, guys. Gotta put gotta put this down for a sec. But yeah, welcome. Oops. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm right. I'm back. I'm back. Hold on 1 second. Oh, there's these little. Just gotta drink some water. Yeah. So that's the main thing on know the score. You have to know. You have to have a daily count of how many, whatever it is that you're moving toward. Let's say it's income, right? Maybe you're focused on you have a weekly and a monthly graph, and one of the things he said is like if you just stare at that graph and move it up in your mind, it'll eventually move up. I mean, you'll eventually want to make that thing go up. So if I just stare at that number and it's like okay, like all day, every single day, then that number is gonna eventually I'm gonna do something about it to go up. That's why I put it on the dayNumber. If you go on the founders feed, it's there. It's like 5 founders logged in the last 24 hours. So it's like it's right in front of me, and that's the main metric that matters. So find that thing for you, whatever it is. Whether it's like whatever it is that's gonna move the needle. So um, hold on 1 second again. All right. So yeah, yeah, find that one thing that is gonna help you that's gonna really move the needle for everything else. So if there's one metric, obviously there could be sub metrics and everything like that, but it all leads to that one core KPI, like key performance indicator, right? So if that number moves in a direction that you want or that you're focused on, then obviously that's gonna benefit everything else, right? So yeah, where you guys tuning in from today? um, and another thing is we gotta make sure that we have to know why. The more why we have behind what we're focused on, the how is not going to matter, right? You might think like, oh, how am I going to move this number up if I'm just staring at it all day? You're going to figure it out. You're moving it up with your mind. Your mind's like, okay, somehow it's going to get there. Your body's going to naturally, be moving in a direction or do things or talk to people, or opportunities are going to come in your path, and you're going to notice them, and you're going to see that that somehow it's all going to come together, right? But the thing is that our attention is so focused on so many different things, so many different metrics, so many different things that we think that we need to do, that we don't end up moving that one thing that's the most important. That's been the story for me over the last, couple 100 days, right? So now it's day number 324, and it's like, okay, I have a fund that I'm looking to close the first round for 10 million. All right. In order to get the fund to raise the money, it's going to be easy to raise the money when I have something to invest in, right? And that something are the founders on dayNumber. So the key is like if I have, at least like 3 to 5 like solid founders there that are logging daily, boom, that can make the case for dayNumber, right? So for the fund, and it's not going to be hard to raise money from LPs because I built the relationship with these founders. So that's the key. It's like, yeah, we're increasing the number because out of that quantity will come the ones that rise up, the ones that stand out, right? And people will have their time, whatever it is that they're going to do. um, but at least there's a pathway to actually now help them, you know. So anyways, what's this called there? Holy, look at the sun. That's crazy. But yeah, welcome everyone. um, yeah, so find that one thing. What's that one thing that's really gonna make all the difference? What is that one thing that is gonna, help you fulfill everything else in your life, right? So yeah. Anyways, today, guys, that's it. I'm gonna focus on, like I said, moving that number up. How many founders logged in the last 24 hours? And whatever it takes to get there, I'm gonna get there. Have a great rest of your day, guys. dayNumber